Now at 9, Jasper County pays tribute to fallen law enforcement officers dating back to the 1800s.
City of Grove residents are seeing an increase in their water and sewer bills. I'm Ty Parks, have the story of how this affects local businesses coming up.
President Trump reinstates the once retired presidential fitness test. I'm Mike Emanuel in Washington with what it now means for American students. That's coming up.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Jasper County remembers its heroes, 28 law enforcement officers who paid the ultimate price protecting their communities. This is KOAM News. I'm Tanya Bach. Today's annual law enforcement memorial ceremony at the Jasper County Courthouse honored fallen officers spanning nearly 140 years, from Sergeant Daniel Sheehan in 1885 to the most recent losses in 2022. Now, among those remembered, Chief George Hooper from Webb City, who was shot and killed in 1918 while engaging in a shootout with a suspect who was chasing a woman, and Sergeant Scott Arner from the Jasper County Sheriff's Office, who drowned in 2002 while performing an investigation in an ice-covered mine pit. Now, the majority of the fallen served with the Joplin Police Department, including Detective Harry McGinnis, who was shot and killed by the Barrow brothers in 1933, and Corporal Benjamin Cooper and Officer Jake Reed, both killed in 2022 while responding to a disturbance at a Joplin shopping center. Now, today's event serves as a powerful reminder of the real cost of public service and the lasting impact of those who gave everything.
Well, it's I'll be honest with you, it's emotional because you're thinking about people who have given their lives for this community. And I feel like that we need to honor that in how we live every day, how we serve every day. If we can do a little bit more or give a little bit more or care a little bit more, I think we should.
Now, one honorary member of the memorial is a Master Patrolman Jeff Taylor from the Riverside, Missouri PD. He was fatally injured when he was struck by lightning while assisting with the Joplin tornado disaster response in 2011. Well, meteorologist Austin Stance joins us now with a first look at weather.
Yeah, we're taking a look tonight. We'll see temperatures much cooler this evening. We're going to see some rain showers out there right now. You'll notice north of I-44, got some heavier showers between Pittsburgh, Nevada, in there in Fort Scott. Some scattered light showers there near Joplin right now, but the cold front has actually already passed to our south. What we're seeing here is kind of a boundary, an area of low pressure here that's just kind of recycling these showers. Not very strong, that's going to get us enough convection for thunderstorms, but just some pesky showers throughout the evening tonight. Take a look at those current conditions outside right now. 47 degrees, so much cooler winds out of the north-northeast at about 12 miles per hour, so still a little bit breezy. We're cooling down even as we head into the middle part of the week, but we will begin warming back up. I'm going to break it all down here in just a couple minutes.
All right, thanks, Austin. Residents in Grove, Oklahoma face a 50% jump in water and sewer rates starting July 1st. Now, the increase from $11.50 to $17.25 for a family of 4 has local businesses worried about raising prices. KOAM's Ty Parks reports.
The City of Grove will see an increase in water and sewer rates starting on July 1st. The base rate of water for a family of 4 in Grove city limits will grow from $11.50 to $17.25. The increase are based on a family usage of water, but what about businesses that use a lot more water?
Exponentially, they're going off of amount of usage, and we use a lot of water in our sodas and dishwashers and stuff like that. And with the rising cost of food, it's going to make it difficult.
The Legacy Eatery on Highway 59. When the restaurant is busy, the dishwasher runs nonstop.
I will probably have to raise rates on my food, which will slow business down. I think they're trying to make it hard on the small business owners.
The City of Grove released a statement on their Facebook page. Due to the rising cost of materials, labor, and chemicals for the plant, the City of Grove and GMSA has had to unfortunately raise prices. These prices will go into effect starting July 1st, 2026. GMSA has not had a price increase in over 10 years, and with the price changes, we are still cheaper than the surrounding towns. Other businesses that do not want to go on camera say the rate increase will hurt them as well.
Only time will tell. I mean, I'm getting ready to open my second location. It's on well water. Hopefully it'll generate enough to carry this one. I don't know.
In Grove, Oklahoma, Ty Parks, KOAM News.
Now, those who use Grove water and live outside city limits can also expect to see an increase of 50% starting July 1st. Construction continues on the new Carthage Performing Arts Center, set to open summer of 2027. Today's naming ceremony featured check presentations from community partners, including the Steadley Memorial Trust, Phelps Family, Zeter Family, Boland Foundation, and local donors. Now, the Carthage Assistant Superintendent for Business says the support means everything to students.
Our students are excited, but most of all, we are just so appreciative to our Carthage community and our patrons for having belief in our schools and belief in all parts of our schools and for supporting the arts.
The new facility will feature the John and Caroline Phelps Auditorium Lobby, the Zeter Family Drama Suite, the Ida Ruth Locarny Vocal Music Suite, and the Marguerite Instrumental Music Suite. Well, the Carthage Area Chamber of Commerce announces the theme and logo for this year's Maple Leaf Festival. Maple Leaf meets Main Street, celebrating 60 years, marks the theme for this year's festival, which takes place from October 10th through the 17th. The logo was designed in partnership with students from the Carthage Technical Center. As always, the festival will give visitors a chance to enjoy plenty of music, vendors, family fun activities, and a great way to celebrate the beauty of autumn. Coming up, abortion pill access.
The Supreme Court restores broad access to a mail-order abortion pill for now. I'm Madison Scarpino in Atlanta with the latest coming up.
And later, a forgotten piece of space history sits.
The trusted Roper Kia Weather Center.
Our high temperature today didn't get very far, 65 degrees, and this actually happened overnight, so we didn't actually hit 65 throughout the afternoon. It was after that midnight hour, so yeah, temperatures were pretty chilly out there today. We'll go into depth a little bit more, but our average temperature is 74 degrees, so we were below average once again. I'll tell you what, though, it's been a pretty dry start to the month of May for Joplin. So far, under a quarter inch of rain, and we're getting close to the end of that first week in May. So after what was a very busy April for precipitation, it's been quite the opposite for the month of May. All right, taking a look at our Skywatch storm tracker, you see quite a few showers draped across a large portion of the central United States into the northeastern portions of the United States as well. And you can kind of see almost exactly where that cold front is draped across. It's pushing south very slowly here, and it's also interacting with a boundary or an area of low pressure that's extending across that cold front. And so we're seeing these recycling showers continuing even as we head into the evening hours here tonight. So that was where a lot of that cloud cover has been coming from today, just some recycled moisture. But also, take a look at this, some showers between Lamar, Nevada, Fort Scott, Girard, Pittsburgh, all seeing some scattered showers right now. A little bit further to the south, and we start looking at Joplin, Carthage, Neosho, just getting in on some of these light scattered showers. They're just very pesky and annoying, sometimes just like a little cold drizzle out there. So it's really just an annoyance this evening that continues as we head into these later evening hours. Temperatures, take a look at this, 46 degrees there in Carthage, Joplin, 49 in Miami. The only one sitting at 50 right now is Nowata and Veneta for the moment. That is also going to change. Veneta just went down to 49 there. So Nowata, you're going to be headed down into the upper 40s as well, and join the rest of us in that party. And we're going to see these temperatures here. I mean, take a look at this. We are looking at temperatures anywhere from 20 to 25 degrees cooler than we were at this point yesterday. So it's a chilly evening out there. Part of that reason, from that cold front, we have these winds now coming out of the northeast, anywhere from about 5 to almost 15 miles per hour at times. Gusts could be near 20, 25 at times tonight. Overnight, we'll see temperatures hanging around 45, so that's not too bad actually overnight for us. And we'll see these pesky showers continuing throughout the evening. Here we are at midnight, getting a little bit of a break. Cloud cover continues across the area. But as we make our way into Wednesday, we don't warm up once again. Cloud cover sticks around. Finally, a cold front is actually going to push through. High pressure will be behind that. But as that front pushes through, we're going to see temperatures dropping near frost level here, upper 30s across a large portion of the region. All right, over the next 10 days, though, things are looking better. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, warming back up, and then showers and thunderstorms returning to the forecast by the weekend, Tanya.
All right. And, we were talking about always needing rain. I know we don't need the rain this minute, but, if we have a week of dry weather, we're going to need it the next week.
Yeah, it dries up really quick out there, especially during the summertime, so it'll definitely help for those drought conditions over the summer.
All right. Thanks, Austin. Well, we are coming up on National Safe Boating Week, and as we return to the lakes and rivers this summer, keep these things in mind. The Safe Boating Campaign says 76% of boating deaths are a result of drowning, and nearly 90% of victims were not wearing a life jacket. Around 60% of the victims also had been considered good swimmers. On top of it being important to wear a life jacket, experts stress the jacket needs to be comfortable and fit you properly. Missouri State Highway Patrol says now is the time to make sure your boat is prepared for the water.
Generally, where we see our peak in crashes or incidents that are water related are going to be in July and August. So take this time to go over those requirements. Start with the boat and then end with the passengers and what's required of those so that you have a good, safe recreational summer.
As part of National Safe Boating Week, troopers will be available to inspect your boat's required equipment. You can find troopers at various locations along Missouri's waterways on Saturday, May 16th. Still ahead of this week's conference tournaments, MIAA releases its postseason awards and team selections. Plus highlights from a busy day on the Diamond in Pittsburgh and Joplin. Sports director Ryan Blank has those stories and more up next. This is KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. I'm Tanya Bach. The Spirit Airlines collapse is sending ripple effects across major airlines. Many are announcing new flights as they look to fill the gaps from Spirit's absence. Fox Business correspondent Grady Trimble has more.
Spirit Airlines' abrupt shutdown has left many travelers scrambling. The ultra-low-cost carrier was seen as a price floor, forcing larger airlines to keep tickets cheap. Industry experts now warning higher fares are on the horizon.
It certainly affects the more price-sensitive traveler this summer. They've lost that carrier. Others will step in and will fill that void, but prices are likely going to go up. Spirit definitely fulfilled a niche there.
Airfare already climbing this year as airlines pass along higher fuel costs because of the Iran conflict. Still, the numbers show demand in both Europe and the U.S. surging.
Travel is still going very, very strong, and luxury travel in particular is incredibly strong for the first quarter of this year leading into summer.
It really is a two-tiered economy. That's what you're seeing, that lower income Americans are facing those choices, and higher income people, probably fueled by the stock market, really aren't feeling the pinch.
According to the travel network Virtuoso, bookings are up 13% in Europe and 34% in the U.S.
For Europe, it's a different story. Part of what's driving the sales there are the fact that hotel rates and just fares in general are so much higher this year. Now, for the U.S., that's a different story. It is demand that is driving all of that. So you're looking at people traveling more in the U.S., staying longer, but it's not rate driven. The rates are relatively flat at about 4%.
Airlines are already swooping in to fill the gaps left by Spirit in profitable markets. JetBlue has added 11 routes from Fort Lauderdale. In Chicago, Grady Trimble, Fox Business.
Well, the World Cup kicks off in just over a month, and the Department of Homeland Security is playing catch-up on protecting the games after nearly 2 months of being shut down.
USA! USA! USA!
The U.S. is getting ready to host the Men's World Cup for the first time in more than 30 years, and cities are training to deliver a world-class experience. Officials say this will be the most complex, widespread sporting event ever. But before fans pack stadiums across the U.S., Mexico, and Canada, Homeland Security must lock down safety. After nearly 2-month shutdown put prep time behind. Some host cities are already drilling for the worst, including active shooter scenarios inside stadiums. The first match kicks off in just over a month in Mexico City. Well, President Trump signs an executive order bringing back the retired Presidential Fitness Test Award. It's a move expected to impact millions of American students. Fox News Chief Washington correspondent Mike Emanuel has the latest.
Today I signed a proclamation recognizing National Youth Sports and Fitness, and I'll also sign the very first copy of the new revitalized Presidential Fitness Test Award.
Flanked by school children, professional athletes, and cabinet secretaries, President Trump announced he is reinstating the Presidential Fitness Test, a competitive school-based fitness program phased out during the Obama administration. The test, first started in 1966, awards students who can pass certain athletic requirements. It was changed in 2012 to focus more on individual health than athletics.
I think it's very unfortunate that President Obama and President Biden abandoned it. They said competition is not good for kids, which is not true. But if we're going to be competitive internationally, we need to be competitive with each other.
Among those who advocated for the move, professional golfer Bryson DeChambeau, who said he grew up looking forward to the test.
We want to make sure our kids have the best opportunity to succeed in life, and not only from their mind, but their health and their well-being. Their physical fitness is a huge priority to helping them become better human beings in general for our nation.
The president also used the moment to tout several upcoming U.S.-based international athletic events, including the 2026 World Cup and 2028 Olympics.
So these next few years will be a golden age for American sports, just like it's a golden age for America.
Education Secretary Linda McMahon said the test won't be mandated from the Education Department, but she said she hopes it will be adopted nationwide. In Washington, Mike Emanuel, Fox News.
Austin is next with a complete look at your forecast, and later a bridge to the past.
Two major projects are making their way to Neo Show. I'm Nellie Lopez with more details on that coming up.
The 30th annual Kyle Petty Charity Ride made a stop today in Joplin at the Petro truck stop on I-44. Hundreds of fans showed up to get autographs from Petty and his friends, including his father, NASCAR great Richard Petty. Also retired drivers Ken Schrader, Clint Boyer, Kenny Wallace, and others. Around 150 motorcycle riders are traveling along with Petty. The ride every spring crosses the United States in a different route from the West Coast to North Carolina. Petty tells us they enjoy seeing NASCAR fans on the trip each year.
In Tulsa, everybody had Richard Petty stuff and Clint Boyer stuff and Kenny Wallace stuff. And Matt Kenseth had to go home, so they had to pack up their Kenseth stuff. But my point is, there's NASCAR fans there. Joplin, this is the Jamie McMurray territory, man. So exactly, when you come here, you know you're going to have a crowd.
The Kyle Petty Charity Ride across America raises funds and awareness to provide camping experiences for kids with chronic illnesses. 30 more minutes of news, weather, and sports coming your way. Spirit's shutdown removes the cheapest option from the skies, what it means for ticket prices. And President Trump brings back the presidential fitness test for America's students. Tennessee and Alabama are holding special legislative sessions this week to redraw their congressional maps. This comes after last week's U.S. Supreme Court decision opened the door to mid-decade redistricting. Fox News correspondent Dana Marie McNichol reports.
A nationwide redistricting push now centering on the South as President Trump urges states to act even if primaries have already started. Posting on Truth Social, if they have to vote twice, so be it. Lawmakers in Alabama and Tennessee are currently in a special legislative session to redraw congressional maps after last week's Supreme Court ruling that race-based maps are unconstitutional. This fast-tracked Louisiana's ability to redraw its current map before the midterms.
The Senate has a quorum.
Tennessee Governor Bill Lee is targeting the state's lone Democratic seat in Memphis, the largest majority black city in the U.S. This move could hand Republicans a clean sweep, 9-0, but Democrats are pushing back.
Show some courage. Y'all know this is wrong. You know it.
Republicans in Alabama hope to redistrict before the midterms, but the state faces a major legal hurdle. In 2023, the Supreme Court blocked a proposed map for violating the Voting Rights Act. Governor Kay Ivey says lawmakers are preparing in case the court clears the way to now use that map, which likely gives a 6-1 Republican advantage.
I think we have a very good shot at winning this. We shouldn't be drawing districts based on the color of people's skin. That's falling into racism.
Democrats are engaging in redistricting too, having success in California, Virginia, and Utah. House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries has sent Congressman Joe Morelli to Albany to discuss changes in New York. Jeffries says this is just the beginning. Across the nation, we will sue, we will redraw, and we will win.
Today is Indiana's primary election. President Trump wants revenge after some Republican state senators blocked a redraw of Indiana's congressional map. As recently as today, in a social media post, Trump is calling those senators rhinos, Republican in name only. In Miami, Dana Marie McNichol, Fox News.
Coming up next, NASCAR royalty rolls into Joplin today. Kyle and Richard Petty meet fans at a local truck stop.
Trusted Roper Kia Weather Center.
Well, one of the biggest changes that we saw today was the temperatures, but also still seeing some of those lingering showers just hanging around. And what's crazy here, take a look at this. Western Kansas, not out of the realm of possibility to see a few snow showers tonight. Yeah, that's crazy out there, especially for this time of the year, right? Now look at this. We can almost see exactly where this cold front is draped across a large portion of the United States here. And again, this cold front not in a hurry. We talked about that yesterday, just moving south very slowly. And what's happening is we have this area of low pressure that's just kind of riding along that cold front there. And so we're seeing that area of low pressure interact with that colder air. Colder air is more condensed, so it takes a lot less moisture to fill that parcel of air than it does warmer air that expands. So when it gets much smaller, that warmer air fills, or that colder air fills with moisture, and starts raining much easier, much quicker in that aspect there. That's why we're just seeing these lingering, ongoing showers just recycling. All right, so we're taking a little bit of a closer look here. We zoom in. We'll see between Nevada, Lamar, Pittsburgh, Girard there, all seeing some showers right now. A little bit further to the south. Joplin, not seeing a whole lot. South Joplin, you're just getting in on a scattered shower or two, fairly light out there right now. But temperatures, my goodness, we're in the upper 40s across almost the entire area. Just a few 50s out there. Veneta, Nowata, you're sitting at 50 degrees right now. But everybody really cooling down tonight. And temperatures, even right now, still anywhere from about 20 to nearly 25 degrees cooler than we were at this point yesterday. So still seeing that colder air just flow in here after this cold front has passed. Winds are now out of the northeast here, anywhere from about 5 to 12 to 15 miles per hour. Still seeing gusts near 20 at times. So as we make our way throughout the evening tonight, temperature's going to fall to right around 45 degrees out there. Winds will remain out of the northeast. Severe threat for us, really non-existent. It is pushed further south into mainly north central Arkansas for this evening. All right, so making our way through the evening tonight. Widespread cloud cover going to continue across the area tonight. Those pesky showers just kind of continue rolling in as we head into your Wednesday. Hey, here's right around the lunch hour. We're trying to break into the 60s on Wednesday. We'll do our best there, but then temperatures are going to fall once again as we head into Wednesday night into Thursday. And look at, as that cold front passes into Thursday morning, temperatures right near frost level there. So we're going to have to be careful with those plants out there. I know a lot of us got planting early this year because we kept seeing those warmer temperatures. Take a look at Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, though. We get through the middle part of the week, and we're back on a trend that's warming back up. I like to see that for sure. And we'll see thunderstorm chances returning to the forecast by late next week, or late this week into the weekend, and then a big warm up by late next week.
Now, we need the rain, so having it come and go is not a bad thing.
Yeah, we'll definitely take it where we can get it.
All right, thanks, Austin. Well, the city of Carthage celebrates the completion of a brand new mural. The Carthage in Bloom mural by artist Andrea Earhart Sanders now stands finished across from the Carthage Farmers Market on Grant Street. Vision Carthage says the completed work plays a powerful role in beautification and revitalization. Coming up next, President Trump pushes states to redraw congressional maps even after the primary start. We look at the nationwide redistricting battle that's now centering on states in the South.
And streaming. Join Samantha Walker on KOAM News and KOAM.
Mammograms for the last year and a half. Freeman Health System says its Women's Pavilion in Joplin has regained full mammography accreditation from the American College of Radiology. That follows the temporary suspension of mammography services in Joplin in late 2024 after image quality concerns. Patients were redirected to Freeman Neosho Hospital while it worked with the ACR for reinstatement. The hospital now says all randomly selected cases meet image quality and clinical standards. This new accreditation is good for 3 years. Abortion is back on the Supreme Court's docket after a lower court attempted to block male access to the drug mifepristone. Pro-life advocates have called for in-person dispensing, saying taking the pill at home can be dangerous. Fox News correspondent Madison Scarpino has more.
In a win for pro-choice advocates, the Supreme Court temporarily restored full access to the abortion pill mifepristone on Monday. The order will allow women seeking abortions to obtain the pill through the mail or at pharmacies for now.
We are working with an infrastructure of getting access to health care that is limited.
The decision blocks Friday's lower court ruling, which reinstated a nationwide requirement that a patient needs an in-person doctor's visit to get the medication. Louisiana had sued to restrict telehealth access, saying it undermined a statewide ban.
Access in states where abortion is criminalized hasn't changed as much as we would think, in part because people have been able to rely on telehealth access.
2 of the medicine's manufacturers asked the Supreme Court to step in, saying the decision risked, quote, abruptly cutting off access for patients nationwide. The case now puts the abortion issue back on the court's docket ahead of the midterms in November. Republican lawmakers have called for tighter federal restrictions on mifepristone, arguing the removal of an in-person medical exam puts women at risk.
A medication that has been approved by the FDA for 25 years, that has been used by 7.5 million people.
11% of cases, women who take the drug mifepristone for use in an abortion experience a serious adverse health event.
The Supreme Court's order remains in effect for another week while the justices fully review the case. In Atlanta, Madison Scarpino, Fox News.
Austin is next with a complete look at your forecast and later summer travel concerns.
The collapse of Spirit Airlines is leaving travelers scrambling for flights. I'm Grady Trimble with Fox Business. Coming up, what it means for your summer travel plans.
Getting played?
This is my husband, Marty.
How good you are.
A forgotten piece of Missouri history is getting new life. In Neosho, the Newton County Tourism Council is working with filmmakers to uncover the story of Camp Crowder. KOAM's Nellie Lopez gives us a closer look at how the documentary project is bringing veterans and space experts together.
History vanishes not for lack of importance, but from a lack of stewardship. This project is here to claim that stewardship back for this region and this area.
A new documentary is in production to bring the story of Camp Crowder back to life.
I didn't know if there was enough story here, but then when I started doing research on World War II and what happened here through the Signal Corps and how it was implemented into winning the war, and then also the space race and how much of an important role Camp Crowder and Rocketdyne played in the space race, it really was a vital part.
The crew has been doing months of research and are now faced with narrowing down a focus.
It helps this community understand their history a little more deeply, a little more effectively, moving forward, so they have a better sense of the identity of what has affected this area, what's caused this area to be the way that it is.
A focus they discovered extends far beyond its wartime origins. Bill Martz is a Camp Crowder veteran. He finished his service in 1955.
The space program where it really started from, right here in southwest Missouri, the biggest part of it is through there. And it's really got it come off the ground when Kennedy, okayed the space program back in the 50s.
That history is even attracting the CEO of the Space Museum, who wants to relocate to Neosho.
Neosho had been one of our picks because we knew that Neosho was involved in aerospace in the 60s. They built the rocket engines that helped take us to space, especially components that were involved in the Apollo Saturn program that ultimately landed us on the moon.
A history that will continue into the future. In Neosho, Nellie Lopez, KOAM News.
The expected release date for the documentary is November 11th. As for the Space Museum, Mullen says it could be a little over a year before it comes to Neosho. Up next, the fight intensifies as Mortal Kombat 2 brings brutal battles and franchise favorites to the big screen. Stars of Mortal Kombat 2 about the stunts, the fight scenes, their impressive co-stars, and reuniting with friends to create this latest franchise installment. Here's Fox's Ashley Dvorkin.
It's one battle after another in Mortal Kombat 2 as the game-inspired sequel brings in franchise champions, including Johnny Cage, for a fight to save the Earth realm.
How did you really push yourself and even surprise yourself in what you were able to do?
The challenge was laid down on day one. They took me straight to a stunt rehearsal. This was hands down the most challenging movie that I've ever done. Also the most fun. Everything is so specific in the form of martial arts, whether it's, Jeet Kune Do or Jiu-Jitsu or karate. It's a highly choreographed, violent ballet.
The stunt work held fun first for the cast.
The wire work that I got to do, I was like, I couldn't believe this was my job.
I've worn prosthetics before, but never gone through such intense fight scenes.
I got the chance to use new weapon, a sickle.
Let's go, baby.
The sequel features returning stars and longtime friends.
The reunion room, I love it.
Oh,
and
yes. Oh, geez.
Yes. To see the journey that we've taken from starting off in TV together to then being able to do this incredible big blockbuster movie is portraying iconic characters. Is insane.
They had a blast getting into all the action and watching their impressive co-stars.
Everything that she did impressed me. She didn't come with a martial arts background, but she worked her butt off, and I'm so proud of her. She's like the perfect Jade, like the embodiment literally of Jade in the games come to life.
I mean, everything I do is really impressive. I will say this though, like I did peek in on Ludi and Max's fight.
Yeah.
I'm just impressed by everybody.
The tournament begins in Mortal Kombat 2 in theaters May 8th. In Hollywood, Ashley Dvorkin, Fox News.
That's our time for tonight. Thank you for joining us. We're going to leave you with video of a live stream out of Sweden called The Great Moose Migration, where more than 500,000 viewers tune in just to watch. Check them out. Have a great night and an even better tomorrow.